Om Shanti. 5th December 1979. 5th December 1979. The thoughts of a pure and charitable soul, Punyatma, are like a spiritual magnet that can attract other souls towards spirituality. Baba is talking about the power of thought. Yesterday also we saw one thought of yours should be like a switch that you can put on and so remove all the darkness within a second. Each one thought of yours should be very powerful. So, the thoughts of pure and charitable soul are like a spiritual magnet. Thoughts are likened to a spiritual magnet that can attract other souls towards spirituality. The thoughts of pure and charitable souls are like a lighthouse. Second comparison is with lighthouse. First, like spiritual magnet. Powerful thoughts are like spiritual magnet that can attract other souls towards spirituality. Powerful thoughts or pure thoughts are like lighthouse that can show the true destination to souls who are searching around. They are moving around here and there, wandering from one place to another. Their vagrant mind can be focused. They can be shown their destination, where they have to go. The thoughts of pure and charitable soul are so extremely cool and serene, Sheetal Sarup, that they can cool down souls who are burning in the fire of vice. Souls are burning in the scorching heat of vices. And what you can do? You can make them extremely cool and serene. All those souls, you can bring them to this coolness, this serenity, this tranquility. You can give them this experience of coolness. Thoughts of pure and charitable souls are such elevated weapons. Fourth analogy is weapons, Shastradha, that they can release tied and bound souls from their bondages and set them free. Such powerful four statements about the power of thoughts. First one is spiritual magnet. Thoughts of pure and charitable souls are like a spiritual magnet. What a magnet can do? It can attract other souls. If you give directions to souls, do this, they may not listen. They will not listen. If you tell them, walk on this path, they will not listen. But have you seen, just imagine, you're walking through a jungle and suddenly you start smelling a fragrance. Automatically you start going towards the source of that fragrance and you find out, yes, there is some flower here which is emitting this fragrance. Did that flower give any directions to that person? No. Did that flower try to force that person? No. That fragrance was so strong, so intense, that pulled that man. So, a real master and disciples are like this. Real master will never guide the disciple by way of words. He will never tell his disciple, do this, do that. But he will guide in such a way, he will become such a spiritual magnet that he will pull that disciple towards himself. So also, we have to do with all the souls of the world. We ourselves have to become a spiritual magnet, so strong, with such a strong magnetic field around. Every thought has got electrostatic energy, and so also electromagnetic energy. We think something and we create energy around us. We emit those photons, which in spiritual language is known as aura. So this aura, the intensity of this aura, the frequency with which our thoughts vibrate, they can pull those souls. Our thoughts, their thoughts. Same wavelengths, vibrations, frequencies. And this power that can pull those souls towards us, towards spirituality. Those vibrations will pull them towards spirituality. So, the thoughts of a pure and charitable soul are like spiritual magnet. Baba has said so many times in Murli, Baba is supreme magnet and you are all needles. But when you are covered with rust of vices, you do not feel that pull. The more this rust is removed, you are pulled towards that supreme magnet. He is the supreme magnet. He has got most powerful magnetic field. The thoughts of a pure and charitable souls are like lighthouse. Have you seen lighthouse? Lighthouse, there are different comparisons Baba has said. Some souls are like bulb. Some souls are like tube light. Some souls are like flashlight. Flashlight is when you go to the studio to take out identity, the photo. They have two flashlights. Or during film shooting, they use flashlights. And some souls are like lighthouse. 4 types of souls. Some are like bulb. Some even are zero bulb in that. Very small light. It's not going to a far distance. You can't even read in that light. Some are like tube lights. Bulb. Some are like bulb. Zero bulb. Bulb also so many varieties. Different volts. Some are like tube light. At least this room is lighted. Then some are like flashlight. Flashlights are kept, on grounds. On cricket ground you must have seen. There are certain matches which are played even at night. Yeah, searchlight. Flashlight or searchlight, both are almost same. Baba uses the word searchlight. Science uses the word flashlight. So searchlight or flashlight. And the focused. So, and last is lighthouse. Lighthouse is to show way to the ships. Ships should be able to see that from a distance where they have to go. So, thought is like that lighthouse. Thought is compared with the lighthouse that can show the true destination to souls who are searching around. This is the ocean of the world, Sunday's Murli. This is the ocean of the world. This world is compared to an ocean. Souls are like ships. They are just wandering. They don't know the destination. The storms are so turbulent. Some of them are capsized, drowned. Some are already drowned like Titanic. So, we the pure and charitable souls, we are like lighthouse. So we have to become lighthouse. We should not be satisfied. I am doing good Purusharth, but your Purusharth should help others. Let us progress from bulb to tube light, from tube light to flashlight or searchlight, and from searchlight to lighthouse, might house, powerhouse. We become lighthouse, might house and powerhouse. People should feel that power when they come in our vicinity. Third is, thoughts of pure and charitable are so extremely cool and serene. People are burning. Thoughts of anxiety, hurry, worry and curry. They are burning in those thoughts. They are burning in vices. They are burning in the scorching heat of negative and waste. No respite, no repose. The world is as if a furnace where they are burning. The entire world is like a furnace. They are burning. In Bhagavatam, those gopis and gopis, yesterday's Murli, it had come. Gopis and gopis, they alone know what is supersensory, supersensuous happiness or joy. There is one statement in Bhagavat, Tava Kathamritam. They are talking with Krishna, and they are telling him that your words are like nectar. Your stories are like nectar. Tapta Jivanam. Our lives are burning. Tapta Jivanam. And your words are like nectar, like that shower of ambrosia. So, our thoughts should be extremely cool and serene, that they can cool down souls who are burning. All vices have been compared to fire. They burn. In Sunday's Murli, Baba had said, anger is fire. But the subtle form of anger, dislike, that is also fire. This fire makes you to move away from a soul, particular soul. So vices are fire, their subtle forms are also fire. Thoughts of anxiety, thoughts of fear, thoughts of panic. All this, what are they? People are so anxious. They can't sit down even for 5 minutes. If you ask them to sit in meditation for 10 minutes, it's next to impossible for them. So much anxiety, so much fear, so much uncertainty in life, so many phobias, hallucinations, depression, frustration around. Very difficult. So, our thoughts are like our so extremely cool Sheetal Swarup that will cool down those who are burning in vice. Fourth is, thoughts are elevated weapons. What do we do with these weapons? Our thoughts are compared to weapons. What do? We can release tied and bound souls. Souls are in bondages. They are under the influence of 5 vices. Yesterday's Sakar Murli. Each and every soul is under the influence of Ravan. Each and every soul is under the influence of Ravan. Under the influence of 5 vices. Not a single soul is free from these vices. And here you are receiving the inheritance of happiness. You are receiving the inheritance of bliss, of joy, of bondage-free life. And they are tied up. They are bound. And you know, the life of a slave is the worst of all lives. Life has no independent will, no will at all. They have to just behave as their master dictate them. So life of a slave is the hardest of all lives, or rather the most sorrowful life is the life of a slave. We have to free ourselves from this slavery, from this subservience, from their bondages and set them free. Our task is to set them free. But are we free ourselves? That is the question. Or we are also tied up in bondages, in depression, in frustration, in sorrow, in misery, in suffering, in pain. We ourselves are filled with lot of complaints. How can we redress their grievances? So 4 things. First, magnet. So we have to become spiritual magnet, or rather our thoughts should become spiritual magnet. Second, our thoughts should become like a lighthouse. Third, we should become cool, embodiment of coolness, embodiment of tranquility, serenity. Fourth, our thoughts should become like a weapon, like that sword. We can cut their bondages, cut their chains, set them free. They are behind Baba says the entire world is prison of Ravan. Just as the magic mantra, Jantra Tantra, makes the impossible possible, so too the thoughts of pure and charitable souls have such special power that they can make impossible things become possible. By practicing the great mantra that disciplines the mind, they are able to make souls who are under one or other influence fly away like a firefly. Baba is talking of those people who practice this magic mantras. Even they do many things. They make impossible things possible. So you can't do. Just as the people nowadays are able to change desert into grassland. If there is desert, they can change that into grassland. So greenery everywhere. They can do this with the power of science. And can cultivate flowers high on the mountain. So too, you, pure and charitable souls, what we can do with our elevated thoughts. Yesterday's blessing. Karma Yogi is one who has elevated awareness, who has elevated stage, elevated awareness, elevated stage, and he can create elevated atmosphere. That is Karma Yogi. That person is Karma Yogi. That soul is Karma Yogi. Karma and yoga, yoga and karma. So Karma Yogi is the one who is having elevated awareness, not that low level of awareness. Elevated awareness. What is the difference between Brahmins and non-Brahmins? Non-Brahmins having lower level of awareness. We are having higher level of awareness. They think that lust is natural. It should be there. They think that anger is natural. It should be there. So that is their awareness. Our awareness is heightened awareness. We have progressed ahead. And we have got this knowledge that we have to get rid of these vices. These are the vices that are responsible for drowning us. So Karma Yogi means a person who has elevated awareness, who has got elevated stage, and who can create elevated atmosphere. With this, you can change the atmosphere. If you keep this balance of karma and yoga, then you receive blessing not only from Bab Dada but from all the other souls. All the other souls will say that this is very good soul. And then he will become embodiment of success. Just as people nowadays are able to change desert into grassland and can cultivate flowers high on a mountain, so too, you, pure and charitable soul, with your elevated thoughts, can develop hope in those who have no hope. We can create hope in those who have no hopes. Yesterday's Sunday's Murli. 5 vices, 5 subtle forms and 2 resultant forms. They are, one is hopelessness and another is carelessness. People have become hopeless. They don't see any hope around. These vices are so powerful. Their influence is so much. How to get rid of these vices? They have tried. It is not that they have not tried. They have tried, but they have failed. They have not left any stone unturned to get rid of these vices. But they have failed. Total fiasco, failure. That is why. What is our job is to create hopes in those souls. Science can do so many impossible things. You can't do. Those people who practice this jantra mantra, they can do so many things. You can't do. Those people, they work with negative forces, black magic, and so many things like that. They work to harm others. You are world benefactor. You are doing it selflessly. So will not the same power work here? If that can work for negative forces, will it not work for not just positive? These are the highest forces of the world. What we are doing, what service we do, what mental service we do, nobody in the world even knows of this type of service which we do. With power of thought. We are becoming lighthouse, we are becoming magnet, we are becoming weapon, we are becoming embodiment of coolness. People can't do this. They might do these things, but they can't do this. In one of the Avyakta Murlis, Baba had said, those actors, they can make others smile, they can make others laugh. They can entertain, but they cannot make them bodiless. They cannot give them experience of super sensuous joy, super sensuous bliss, And that is the difference between those souls and we souls. They are also actors, we are also actors. But we are the greatest actor of this kalpa. And that is the difference. So, what is today's homework? Our every thought should become like a spiritual magnet. Our every thought should become like a lighthouse. Our every thought should become cool and serene. Our every thought should become weapon, a powerful weapon with which we are going to cut off the bondages of the soul and release them and free them, give them the experience of ascending stage, not just ascending stage, flying stage. Let them experience what is out of body experience. Let them experience what it feels like to have sensual joy, supersensuous joy. They are drowned in materialistic pleasures, these mundane pleasures of this world. They do not know there is some pleasure which is beyond all this material world. They think that this sense pleasure is the greatest pleasure. They think that the pleasure of vices is the greatest. But that is pleasure. That is not even happiness. There are 4 stages. 1 is pleasure. 2nd is happiness. 3rd is joy. And the last is bliss. We have to make them progress from pleasure to happiness. And from happiness to joy. And from joy to bliss. Bliss. If you want to know what is bliss, ask whom? Gopis and Gopis. Om Shanti.